The Yellow Vest protesters are getting ready for Christmas on their roundabout camps that have sprung up across France. President Emmanuel Macron's decision to increase the minimum wage and cut taxes for most pensioners hasn't persuaded the people here to abandon their protests.
I'm not at all convinced because he hasn't addressed what the people are expecting. These are only small measures and they won't be paid for by bankers and financiers.
Did you find the president sincere?
Not really. I don't forget, he played theatre. His wife is a teacher of theatre, so he has a long experience of theatre.
What began 4 weeks ago as a protest over an increase in diesel taxes has developed into a wider campaign by people from France's towns and villages who struggle to make ends meet in one of Europe's most highly taxed countries. Yellow Vest protests have brought central Paris to a standstill, while violent elements have smashed up shops and monuments.
In those few weeks, the movement has radicalized, and these announcements are not enough to stop the movement overnight, especially as its roots go back in decades of policy, of inequalities between territories and regions in France.
The Prime Minister told Parliament he understood where the frustration came from.
Behind the anger expressed on the way people are paid, you are aware, we are all aware, that there is something else, that there is anger over being left behind, on a lack of perspective, that there was the choice, conscious or not, to let the public debt slip, that there was the choice, conscious or not, for years, not to answer the questions as they were raised. For example, the question of massive unemployment.
The government says its concessions, including scrapping fuel tax rises, will cost more than $11 billion. That risks pushing the budget deficit to 3.4%, past the EU's 3% limit. There's no official leadership for the Yellow Vest protesters, so it's difficult to gauge a majority opinion on what President Macron had to say or the concessions he made. For that, we may have to wait until Saturday in what's being called Act 5 to see how many people turn out and protest. Bernard Smith, Al Jazeera, on the outskirts of Paris.